Elon Musk threatens to shake up Twitter as it's just been announced he is now the single largest stakeholder in the Silicon Valley company. In this video, we're going to take a look at the bombshell announcement that's sending Twitter stock soaring. We're going to see how Musk's takeover is part of the growing phenomenon known as techlash around the world. And stick with me at the very end of this video when I'll reveal how the growing techlash against Silicon Valley may indeed end these cancel culture oligarchies once and for all. You're not gonna want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you as always. I am your daily fake news antidote. So come on into your Patriot Professor's Den, where I help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Before we begin, gang, make sure to click on that link below and support this channel by visiting our awesome merch store that has all kinds of t-shirts and swag for you and the Patriots in your life. I'm wearing my Woca-Cola shirts, one of my favorites. We also got our Let's Go Brandon t-shirt line. We got some Freedom Trucker shirts. We got Rhino Hunting shirts, you name it, all just by clicking on the link below. Again, the most common feedback that you're going to get is how often random people are going to come up to you and give you super awesome compliments on your shirts when you wear them out in public. It's just so cool. Your purchases are going to be spreading Patriot hope as well as supporting this channel. So make sure to click on the link below or go to store.turleytalks.com. That's store.turleytalks.com. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. Ultra-billionaire and free speech champion Elon Musk has in effect begun a takeover of Twitter. It was just announced that the Tesla CEO has taken a 9.2% stake at Twitter. That's over 73 million shares worth nearly $3 billion. And as such, Musk is now the largest shareholder in the company. Just to give you an idea of what's happening here, Musk's 9.2% stake is actually quadruple the 2.25% stake that the founder Jack Dorsey has. Musk now owns 4 times the stock as the founder owns. Now, what's so interesting here is that just before the purchase, Musk tweeted out a poll to his 80 million plus followers on Twitter stating a proposition and then asking a question, quote, "Free speech is essential to a functioning democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle?" 70% of respondents responded no. And keep in mind, that insult to injury, Elon Musk conducted the poll on Twitter, right? He used the platform to indict the platform. Well, now, just days after that poll was taken, just days after Musk reaffirmed his absolute commitment to free speech, Musk is now the single largest shareholder in Twitter. I mean, seriously, wow. It's like watching a movie unfold. Needless to say, Twitter's stock soared by 21% today after the news was announced, and analysts are arguing that this surge suggests that investors believe that this is just the beginning for Musk. He's currently classified as a passive investor, just like you and I would be if we bought shares in Twitter. Investors, however, believe that this is most likely going to lead to something much more, possibly even a buyout. Now, the soaring stock price is quite the contrast to when Twitter's stock plunged by as much as 12% in a single day after the social media company permanently suspended President Trump's account and its 88 million followers back in January of last year, right after January 6th. Business Insider reported that the share price decline wiped out an astonishing $5 billion from Twitter's market capitalization. Isn't it interesting? The more big tech censors, the more they lose. Whereas the more they champion free speech, the more they win. Duh, who would have ever thunk, right? Yeah, it's simply the universal truth of the ancient maxim, get woke, go broke. And so this calculus seems to be ushering in a new strategy with taking on the cancel culture that so pervades big tech. Up until this point, we've been seeing a phenomenon play out that scholars refer to as techlash, which involves an increasing animus and worldwide hostility towards big tech oligarchies such as Facebook, Twitter, and Google. And this animus, this hostility, has manifested itself in basically 2 ways. We might think of this as 2 fronts on this war against big tech censorship. So on the one front, you've got government intervention that seeks to regulate the big tech companies in some way, shape, or form. And on the other front, you have the rise of alt tech. parallel social media companies like Rumble, Parler, Gab, Minds, Telegram, and the like, Trump's upcoming Truth Social. But now we're seeing a third front rise up before us. And this third front is billionaires like Elon Musk discovering that there's a lot of money to be made if they take over the big tech company like Twitter in the name of free speech. We're seeing today what is in reality the antithesis of get woke, go broke. We're seeing free speech, soaring profits. Guard liberty, make bank. We'll have to come up with a cool expression that captures the interrelationship between canceling cancel culture and making tons of cash. Because once that relationship is recognized, I think the big tech censorship nightmare is officially over. Once venture capitalist investors recognize that there is a voracious hunger, not just here, but all over the world, to crush cancel culture once and for all. Again, not simply to provide an alternative, but to annihilate, to end the censorship abuse that so many of us have felt from these Silicon Valley oligarchs. Once that need is recognized, we may be seeing the beginning of the end here. And we have polling on this. We've got polling that shows a dramatic decline in approval of big tech companies among users just over the last few years. So, for example, Gallup's tracking of public sentiment toward big tech found that support for the big tech giants fell from a high of 60% approval back in 2015 down to just 43% approval in 2019. But the latest Gallup poll, taken in 2021, found that public approval of big tech fell even further, from 46% in 2020 to just 34% today. Astonishingly, 57% of those polled, nearly 60%, wanted more government regulation of big tech companies, up 9 points from 2019. So needless to say, Techlash is growing by the day. And so the significance of what Musk is doing here is he's taking the next step beyond the polling. He sees the need, as evidenced with his poll on Twitter's commitment to free speech. He knew what the answer, of course, would be. He knew what the answer would be overwhelmingly. He's now taking that data and going the next step by recognizing that there's a serious amount of money to be made by actually solving the pain point for so many millions of social media users. And this is just the beginning. Once investors see how much money can be made by solving the pain point, by buying out and canceling the cancel culture of the big tech social media giants, all bets are off. This third front may indeed be the final nail in the coffin. And if you think it through, this third front makes the techlash that's happening around the world far more holistic. In terms of the first front, we may need some government regulation, but I think most of us would prefer the government to stay out of things. In terms of the second front, we're all certainly better off with a number of alternatives to the big tech companies like Rumble and Telegram and the like. But to be frank, they have yet to match the big tech companies in terms of their functionality. And so this new front, this third front of actually coming in and taking over the big tech companies appears to be the missing piece that Elon Musk is now fulfilling. The backlash against big tech is real. And with Musk's latest buys, we may be seeing the beginning of the end of Silicon Valley cancel culture. Now, before we go, you'll definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on how calls to remove Biden from office are surging given his worsening cognitive decline. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to click on that link, and I will see you over there. God bless.